They started building the last one, and it caught fire.
Makes sense.
Far better at this than I thought I would be. Holding a microphone with my armpit and playing Grand Theft Auto 5.
It's America's birthday, goddammit.
Just randomly pulled up next to me, and he was like, ah! I was like, oh, okay. So I like inched over on my bike, like, high five. And then,
At some point, we're actually going to get to this podcast, but I mean,
But until then,
this is a bit
Until I stop pulling magic shit out of my ass.
until the magic runs out.
Talked to somebody today about Gatorade. Is it too sugary compared to Powerade?
no step on Sneck.
For real? I think our entire campaign.
It really is.
yeah.
Hello and welcome, everybody, to this very special America episode of the CAMcast.
Wait, we didn't crack a beer.
Well, no, it's because we have bottles this night.
Damn it. Okay.
But it's okay because they're Guinness.
I'll take that.
So,
Celebrating America with Ireland.
That was a good one.
yes, it was.
That
was
was
quality.
solid.
That was satisfying.
That was crisp. I am Mike, and I am joined by Dave on my left.
Oh, the professor, hey.
Yes, and Gavin on my right.
Hi.
And Gavin has brought some degenerates into the basement.
I have
Yes.
What up?
Introduce your degenerates, Gavin.
Jordan, Zach.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Why are they in my basement?
Very good question. I was hanging out with Zach before, and he didn't want me to leave. So
The real question is, why are we friends?
that's an excellent question. We're all friends because of cars, in
Yes.
some form of or another.
Car stuff.
Car
Yep.
things.
Brings
Zach
everybody
has
together.
your S4 Stage 2,
Stage 2 plus.
Stage 2 plus
Ooh.
B8 S4.
She
Fat-
makes pretty blower white noises.
Mm-hmm. And then Jordan has, you have two things. You have, when you're actually trying to sell,
Yeah.
your 370Z Nismo, which is supercharged.
Supercharged, not the Nismo, though.
Oh.
Just a
Sorry, not
base.
Nismo. Your 370Z supercharged. And then the your 675
Triumph Street Triple R.
Ooh, all
The
right.
motorcycle.
bike.
Fancy.
Yeah.
I like me dem Triumph.
It rides good, apparently.
Ride's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, Triumph knows how to make a bike.
For the,
Even though, they are British and this is America Day. But
whatever.
yeah.
We'll give them
we
something.
came from there, so.
Yeah.
This
get
is
to that
related, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Today was the day that we gave Britain the finger.
Damn right. Probably. Maybe. I don't know.
They're
I
just
mean,
making it up for making
This
damn
this
good
may be
bikes.
Also, I'd like to
historically
talk about my
inaccurate, but
shirt.
that's okay.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Abraham drinking.
It would be even better if it was Abraham drinking.
It was
Bro.
$1 at TJ Maxx
Bro.
on super mega clearance.
I mean, I'm not.
Abraham.
so.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it could be better.
It could be better. There's room for
You know?
improvement.
There's yeah,
like
exactly.
many aspects of my life, there's room for improvement.
Like many aspects of, I'm just going to assume all of our lives. I mean, we're here in my hot ass unfinished basement playing Grand Theft Auto instead of watching something because it's just far more entertaining.
Well, I mean, it's
yeah.
a holiday.
It's a gorgeous view.
It's a holiday of celebrating our independence, and the proper thing for us to do is to blow up a small portion of it. So
Yeah.
what else do you do when you have a few $1 million in every player's account in Grand Theft Auto 5, but go run around San Andreas and blow shit up?
Currently, we are sitting
Valid.
on top of a train watching the Grand Sonora Desert pass in front of us. It is beautiful.
Just take a second and just soak it in.
That's
Hark-
fantastic.
Just drink it in.
harkens back
Bet
to
that breeze feels really good.
a simpler
it does.
time, a better time, arguably.
Well, yeah, there's no wanted level yet.
I mean, that's very true. I mean, we'll be checking in with the shenanigans periodically throughout this.
Indeed.
So,
Speaking of shenanigans,
yes, we have.
let's just jump right in.
Yep. So, Pizza Dad is not here again.
Damn it, Dad.
We thought he was dead because he didn't respond to the group message. So we're just going to go ahead and skip over more Formula One stuff. But
Dang it.
yeah,
I mean, we could talk
Do you follow
about
Formula One?
a little bit. I mean, there was that whole debacle between Hamilton and Vettel.
There was.
Yeah.
That was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like early last week.
And FIA decided no sanction.
yeah, which I think is probably the right thing because then you would have. I mean, the penalty in race should have been stiffer, but I think this 4 days after the race, and then saying, you know what, you deserve to not play next round or whatever. It could have started a very dangerous and annoying precedent.
Yeah, and I agree. The ban from the next race would have been really, really strict.
Yeah,
Something a little bit more than just the 3 penalty points.
yeah, but oh well.
that's coming from a diehard Mercedes fan, though. So
Oh, well, that's delightful. Now I really wish Pizza Dad were here, for he is a diehard Tifosi.
ooh,
Yeah.
By the way, here's our
the
agenda.
rivalry
We have
begins.
things.
I mean, it would be the rivalry would begin if he were actually here to defend himself.
Touche.
Lord knows I'm not going to.
That's
All
fair.
right. Yep.
That's fair.
So, but there was more racing happening this past weekend. It was the Salen's Hot Dogs 6 hours of Watkins Glen.
I love the random ass sponsors that have been sponsoring races this year.
It's just look at the NASCAR calendar and you will just see any random company sponsoring stuff, and it is hilarious because they have 30 some odd races a year and they all need sponsors. So, whatever.
All right, welcome everybody down to Virginia International Raceway here for the Ross Dress for Less 400.
Yep. Anyway,
I mean, that would imply that, they went left and right, which would be super cool. I wouldn't mind at that point that it's sponsored by Ross.
that would be great.
I mean, throwback to Goodwood with the NASCAR car trying to take the first right turn.
That was delightful.
was
Dale,
Racetrack uses right turn. NASCAR becomes confused. NASCAR has hurt itself in the confusion.
NASCAR has done a bamboozle on itself.
Heck.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car
Doing me a
managed
real
to get
concern there, friend.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car managed to get wrecked twice in the same day on both sides of the globe. It was amazing.
Wow.
I mean, what do you expect from the Earnhardt boys?
So,
I mean,
have you guys actually been? Who here's been following Goodwood Festival of Speed? Just the coverage.
I followed it a little bit.
I think their coverage
saw
has been quite good.
Yeah,
Because they've had those live streams on YouTube.
yeah, which were fun and
I mean,
delightfully
they were-
awkward at some points.
They were delayed,
Yeah,
but they were live.
I mean, close enough.
Yeah.
As close as you can get from halfway across the world. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, and it was cool. I popped in and I got to see the drift cars go up Lord March's driveway. That was interesting.
Yeah, you see Bad Mike.
Yeah, yes, I did.
the drift circle with Mad Mike, Von Gittin,
Von
and
Gittin did it.
Forsberg.
Yes,
What did Forsberg drive?
It's 370.
yeah, he drove
Okay.
his V8 370.
Yeah, it's
now,
Titan swapped.
So is that the 5.6?
Yes.
Yep.
Gotcha.
on a whole lot of nitrous.
Yeah.
He's actually doing a new twin turbo V6. He's
Yeah.
taking the VQ and just throwing twin turbos on it.
Yes,
Ooh.
twin turbo, anti-lag. I think he finally got it running for the last Formula D round, but it was not running well.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that the same one that a few months ago he was showing off his whole anti-lag deal and he blew that motor?
Yeah, he had Denofa do some torture testing on it, and it died.
And in true Chelsea Denofa fashion, he killed it.
He done broke
Hey.
it. Speaking of,
Welcome to Nissan VQ Motors.
What the hell
Wreck.
happened
was-
right there?
for the listener at home, Dave got hit by a train sign, and then
Got hella wreck. Oh,
no,
thrown
you just
like-
walk up to it and jump.
and there goes the train.
I walked
You
up
got
to it
like
and
thrown
tried
30
jumping.
feet
No,
in the air
you-
from getting hit by a sign.
no, you ran at it and jumped into it.
Oh, no.
in every aspect of the word.
Like, I just looked up and I was like, oh, hey, I'm like 30 feet off that train. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah, it did not go well for you. Anyway,
Moving forth.
yes. Back to the IMSA thing. So Cadillac extended their winning streak at prototype, except it wasn't the Cadillac we all thought was going to win. The Wayne Taylor car got bumped going into, I think, turn 2. Had damage on the right front corner and the right rear corner. So it came into the pits and left 6 laps down and didn't get any better than that. The number
Ouch.
5 Mustang sampling car won that. So that's 6 in a row for Cadillac. Acura now has 2 wins in a row.
I don't know how.
I'm going to go ahead and give all the credit to America's favorite racing vegan, Andy Lally.
Okay, well, we'll do that.
Yep.
Favorite racing vegan. Love it.
Yes. Yes. And then in GTLM, BMW finally got themselves a win, first time in a couple of years.
Was it there in their M6?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was nice. And we have a new name for Tequila Patron ESM Racing.
Yes.
They are now Tequila Patron ESM Racing Speakers of Truth. We had
How did
fun.
that story come about?
So I was being an asshole and live tweeting some of the race and my, how I do. And somebody retweeted them saying that Bruno Senna was going to be hopping into the car on the next pit stop. So I said if Twitter is to be believed, Bruno Senna will be getting into the Tequila Patron ESM number 33 car. And they subtweeted me because, that's how you do it nowadays. And they said, "We speak the truth." 3 exclamation points.
Ooh.
Ooh, number of exclamation points is directly related to how on point their topic is.
And how serious they are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So instead of saying I'm just kidding or whatever, I just said I demand you be called Tequila Patron ESM Racing Speakers of Truth. And instead of subtweeting me, they just responded, "That's a bit long, kind of long on space." I'm like, whatever. We'll just call you Tequila Patron ESM Racing Speakers of Truth whenever we refer to you.
And so it shall be.
So kind of more just like a slogan kind of thing.
I mean,
The Speakers of Truth.
well, I mean, it's also I'm thinking of kind of like a title, So, like Tequila Patron ESM Racing,
: Speakers of Truth. Gotcha.
comma, yeah, kind of like
Purveyors of truthful information.
Purveyors of Truth.
yeah, or just like, Sir whomever,
Yeah.
OBE, Officer of the British Empire,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, comma, whatever. So, there you go, guys. So,
See, I immediately just jumped to Lord of the Rings. Gandalf the Grey, Keeper of the Flame of Dol Guldur, or something like that.
all right.
Whatever it was.
Yeah, okay, you keep that nerd shit to yourself, there, champ.
Wow. Geek Show says hey, right?
Damn fucking straight. Oh, so now that we've blown through about half of the agenda, let's go ahead and
That
get
quick.
Well, we're ignoring a lot of stuff because Pizza Dad's not here.
Yeah, because somebody
Dad.
has a family.
Side family. Well, no, we're his side family.
Yeah,
actually.
He doesn't have the time or the luxury to be getting sick and going places and doing extracurricular things with his family. He needs to be right here.
Damn
With
it.
us.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't feel
Where's
that
the
way,
alimony
Dad.
check, Dad?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Whatever. So we're going to talk about something that some other people have talked about. BMW said they're going to be axing the manual in the 2 Series.
Finally.
Why? Why is that a finally?
Honestly, I feel like if BMW just went standard to a ZF box across the board, I think ultimately that would just make everything more uniform. You don't need a man pedal in a BMW anymore.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, you
Yes,
don't.
you do.
No, you don't. Driving experience, Taurus Challenge, drink.
Drink.
God damn it. Yeah.
If there is a BMW that isn't an M car that deserves a manual, it is the 2 Series.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Anyway.
Definitely. Definitely. Just go with the flow, Dave.
Okay, fine. You can have your man
It all
pedal.
comes down to personal preference on how you like to experience your drive.
I mean, that's true.
I feel like if you really want to row your own gears, at the end of the day, you're not going to buy a BMW.
That's true.
What are you going to buy?
I don't know, something Italian with a shitty warranty.
So, everything Italian.
Yes.
What, like a Fiat, like 500 or something?
I mean,
You think
that's-
someone's going to go from think about a 2 Series and go like, nah, fam, let's buy a 500.
I want to meet
the
that.
buy an STI.
I want to meet that person.
Right?
God in heaven, what is wrong with that?
See, here's the thing. You buy an STI, you're not rowing your own gears because you're too busy replacing ringlands.
That's
Ooh.
true. Shots fired.
Zing.
So, question about that then: if you get a luxury car, why, like something that comfortable? Why go for a manual? Why not just stick with an auto
I feel like the manual should be an option.
Why?
for a luxury car?
The 2 Series is hardly a luxury car.
Okay, well, in general, so, what's on topic about the Z or not the ZF, but they're cutting manuals completely?
They're, no, they have
Well-
manuals in the M cars,
They say they're going to be going away from that, actually.
They will
because-
be.
Yeah.
which makes me sad.
Are
So-
they going to be SMGs or are they going to be
They'll
a
be
full
I know
dual
like
clutches.
ZF Auto?
Well, I know that BMW boss has been talking about eventually getting rid of all DCTs anyway.
I know.
Yeah, we
talked about that on the show before.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's going to be a thing that will eventually happen. But,
Because I feel like Audi did that quite a while ago. Like
Yeah.
back in 09, they pretty much got rid of.
Well, in Mercedes, and we've talked about this on the show before. We can't remember the last time Mercedes has had a manual in the States.
2012 C-Class.
So it's already been done for quite a while.
yeah.
I still
Dave,
would.
the
I still would
purveyor
like
of
to see
knowledge.
a 2012 C class with a manual.
They call me the professor for a reason.
That's true.
No, it was like a C250 or a C300. It was not a 4MATIC. You could only get it rear-wheel drive, and it was a 6-speed manual.
Huh.
Very rare car.
Was it the 3.5 V6?
It would be the 3-liter or the whatever the C250 had. I believe that was a.
3.5.
the C250 had a 3.5.
I think the C250 was a 4-cylinder.
That's
car,
what
if I'm not
that would
mistaken.
seem like a
Yeah.
254, right? A 2.5 4-cylinder?
I don't think it was that big.
Maybe a 2-liter? Or
Something.
2.3
I don't know.
or something?
The C300, I imagine, would have their 3-liter V6.
Well, I know because the W204 generation had the 3.5-liter V6. I know in the C300 for sure.
Well, yeah.
I didn't think they had a 4-cylinder C-Class.
They do.
Well, now they do.
I believe we
know
have
that
a.
for sure.
I believe in North America, I think at least in the States, we actually do get the C200. I could be wrong there, but
Never seen one, but I don't doubt it.
Oh, yeah. Also, fun fact, Jordan is an AMG file, a Mercedes file, so...
well,
Only
good.
on
He'll
days
fit
of
right
N
in.
and Y.
It just keeps getting weirder and weirder, doesn't it?
Lord of the Rings
Things are getting
fan.
kind of weird.
Lord of the Rings fan.
These things
AMG
sometimes live this
fanboy.
Man, all right. Whatever.
And it wouldn't be Gavin without a reference to Rick and Morty.
Hey,
Damn
man.
right.
Wouldn't be any of us here.
Yeah.
That's.
Mhm.
I'm the only person that does not watch that show.
I haven't seen it either.
Oh, nice. Okay. Never mind.
It's a good show.
All right, cool.
You're missing out, man.
I never watched TV. I
Same.
haven't watched TV. I haven't sat down and watched TV in probably a year
Yeah, I
since
think-
Game of Thrones. So yeah, last year.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good. I mean,
Keep it up.
there's
Trying.
there's stuff, but it's like just wait until it's all
I
out.
think the last show that I actually consistently watched was How I Met Your Mother.
Never saw that.
It was a good show
Was
until they ruined it.
till season 7. But we won't speak about that because this is a car show.
We're not going to speak, but okay. It came up, and I'm just kind of shocked that it did. Just all right. Anyway, back to the BMW axing the manual. They gave a reason. They said that it was because they need to take the money that they will be saving and pump that into research and development for electric vehicles, autonomous vehicles, and connected car technology.
Well, have you heard of the rumored i8, not replacement per se, but like full-on electric roadster?
I have not, but
Yeah.
that does not surprise me.
No,
Yeah, that's
me
a
neither.
big thing coming out here soon.
And hopefully that will at least add some level of excitement to the i8.
It was pretty exciting when one just blew by me and my girlfriend the other day.
I
That
mean,
was-
like
well-
they look very exciting until you actually hear about how they drive and how actually fast they are, and then you're like,
Well, I mean, they're not slow cars.
they're not. They're Porsche 911 territory.
Yeah.
Like performance-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a turbocharged, was it 1 liter inline 3?
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Something like that, and then...
But combined horsepower
That's such
is
a
around
cute little
400
generator
Yeah.
motor.
or so.
So the turbocharged 1 liter inline 3, and then the hybrid motors.
Yeah. All right. I think we're gonna do a little bit of housekeeping. Zach, while Dave's playing, just take his microphone. And when Dave needs to,
You've been cut. Hello, my name is Zach.
yeah, and when Dave needs to contribute, he'll just tap you on the leg or whatever, and then you just shove it in his face. Delightful.
It's not the first time.
Yeah.
Phrasing.
Ah, beautiful. I love it. Anyway, so yeah, they said that they were doing that for those reasons, which I understand because they desperately want to be at the forefront of the market, which everybody does. Yeah, and this.
It also does show. Sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
That they really are straying from their roots of being an ultimate driving machine, and are pandering to more of the luxury crowd than sport driving.
Are you talking about BMW again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have said since the E46 and E39 M cars that BMW has yet to build a 100% performance-oriented machine.
1M coupe.
They're building fancy couches.
Well, yeah.
1M coupe.
And the
Well,
thing
that's
is,
not
too-
a driver's car anymore. That's
Yeah, it
a
is.
complex calculation of computers that are doing things that a mechanical
No, it's
car
not.
should
Well, I mean,
do.
you look at just
No, I
specifically
disagree.
even how bloated they've become compared to the older ones. Because I mean, you got the E46 jumping to the E92. It's like what, a 300-pound difference?
It might be. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they definitely grew.
Yeah. But that's, I mean, with the exception of like the 350Z to the 370Z, everything has gotten bigger.
Yeah.
You know? So it's kind of rare to find a performance car that from generation to generation actually gets smaller just because of what everybody is wanting to be crammed in there. And especially if you're spending the money on a BMW, not a lot of people are like us in this basement who would enjoy kind of a stripped down, more bare bones.
The answer is always Miata.
Yes, it is.
It's not always Miata.
You know, I mean,
Given on that topic, they have I believe one of their marketing things was as well that it stayed the same size, same weight through all generations.
It has not stayed the same.
No,
Their thing is the ND Miata was a return to form of the
Okay.
first gen, and that's been their thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it was like 178 horse and 2,600 pounds, I think.
Yeah, like
Well, I
For,
mean,
the,
I
for
know-
the NC Miata,
I know dimension-wise you compare them, though, and they're very, very, very
Yeah.
similar.
they're
It's-
similar.
yeah,
I got a car, the TT, the Audi TT.
What about the Audi TT?
It has not really gained size
No, it's-
much.
yeah.
It's good.
No.
It's gained a lot of design. It
Yes.
looks
Lots of
absolutely
design, lots
beautiful
of generational jumps.
now. And so much more power.
oh yeah, the
Yeah,
first
you
ones
gotta
were
think-
at 200 or so.
Yeah. I mean, maybe 200 crank.
Yeah.
And then they started doing the TTS, which was
Was
beautiful.
second gen.
Second gen. And
Mhm.
then it stayed the same size, just got prettier. And then they went with the TT RS. And that
We also
thing
got that
is
for second gen
deadly.
as well.
Yeah. And that thing is deadly. And even the new one, too, Gen 3. Oh, Don't
Those
even get me started.
turbocharged inline 5s, man.
So much want.
Oh,
yes. So that is a car that has stuck to its roots and has just developed more and more.
Valid. Totally valid.
Yeah.
I'm an Audi fan, so
Okay.
that'll be my go-to.
All right. So
German Car Appreciation Club down here.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, Dave's got the Golf. Well, he got the Outback going, so Dave's got himself a bit less of a harebrained daily.
It's true. Now Gavin and I are Silver Outback buddies.
Yay.
Yeah.
And the one thing we have in common is that both of our cars break.
Yes, that is.
I bet yours will break first though.
Ooh.
Them's
Well,
fun.
mine still does randomly go into limp mode because it's still looking for O2 sensors that I have still yet to put in.
You may want to dive on that one.
I was going to do that yesterday, and then I was going to do it this afternoon, and then I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow.
Take care of it later.
There you go. Yeah, and then Gavin has his Silver Outback, but he wants a Rabbit,
I want a rabbit.
and I'm the lunatic daily driving a Mark 6 GTI.
You did used to drive an Outback as well.
Yes, I did, and then it died.
Has
Yep.
everybody always started or at least had a Subaru? I know everybody in here has.
It's either Subarus or Hondas.
Yeah.
A lot of people come from. You guys came from Hondas.
Yes, we did.
I came
What?
from Jetta, Mark III Jetta.
Actually, you originally came from Rotaries. Way
Yes.
back when.
Actually,
Did-
originally, I was a muscle car guy.
Well, all right.
Yeah, I've owned 13 RX-7s, so
Well
there's
then.
that.
So if you had any real weird questions about Dave, there's your answer. You just dig around in that.
Seriously, I was so familiar with rotaries, and then I pull apart my first piston engine. It happened to be a 4G63 out of one of my DSMs. And I'm like, what valve springs, cams? What is all this bullshit? This looks like so much lost motion garbage. Come on, man. Rotaries, 3 moving parts. Yeah, it sounded like a 2-stroke snowmobile, but the hell with it. It did mad skids.
Mad Skeets.
Well, I mean, the
But then you have to
26B
replace
does
seals
sound
every other week, too.
absolutely fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was pretty good.
All right. So, well,
Uh,
let's see if the Land.
apparently, the Discovery is now a submarine.
Let's see if the disco gets
We
there.
all live in a yellow Land Rover.
Well, whatever. Surface, man, surface. All right, there we go. Anyway, so back to the BMW thing.
Yes.
So
The third time.
well, I will keep doing this until I get to where I need to go, damn it. Or until you finally push me off of this once and for all. So a lot of people, you saw a lot of think pieces about how the manual is dying and we need to save the manual and all this stuff. And then David Tracy over on Jalopnik wrote an article that opened up with, I, like many of you, wake up screaming in the middle of the night, covered in sweat, screaming, save the manuals. And then he proceeded to rifle off a list of cars that you can still get with a manual transmission. And he kind of bracketed this with, these are the Jalop segment, so people looking at something that's $30,000 at the top end. So, things you can still get with a manual transmission. Civic Si, WRX, Focus ST, GTI, Genesis, Mustang, Camaro, Challenger, 370Z, Cooper S, 500 Abarth, Turbo Veloster, Fiesta ST, BRZ 86, MX5, Fiat 124. And that's stuff that you can get under 30 grand.
That's 17 cars.
And then if you go a bit above that, you have the Civic Type R, the Focus RS, and the STI, which you can only get with a manual transmission.
Well, any Ford SVT vehicle.
Yeah. So,
Is SVT still around?
It's Ford Performance now.
Okay.
but yeah.
And then also you can also get a
Yes,
Golf R
yes.
with a manual as
Yeah.
an option.
Yeah, so
Does
they're,
that break that price point though?
I mean,
It's same price point as the STI and the RS, and
yeah, I think he just threw out just 3 cars that were, just above that price point.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know, so, but yeah, I mean, so it would be nice to see some of these other cars still with a manual transmission, but let's kind of be honest here. A lot of us are not going to be getting those cars until they're on their 3rd or 4th owner. So,
true.
yeah, I mean,
True.
yeah, I mean,
Well, and Porsche with the GT3, the 991.2, is getting a manual
Yeah.
again.
yeah, so I mean, there will still be some of these more, purist vehicles.
Yeah.
And Dave is breaking out a railgun and pointing it at a gas station. Attaboy, Dave. Anyway, so there will be a lot of these
America.
purist vehicles that you can still get with a manual transmission. So,
Yeah.
for at least the foreseeable future. But beyond that, before we started recording, me and Gavin were talking about how there will come a day where you will not be able to get a 911 with a manual
Which
transmission.
is going to be weird.
Or an internal combustion engine, for that matter.
Well, that's we also talked about that.
Yes.
But it'll have a PDK, correct?
I'm sure.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Which it's like that.
Probably
It's like,
some
it
like
sucks,
PDK
but
is one
then
of the few transmissions where it's like, I don't mind that it's not a manual.
See,
Yeah.
and that's how I am with DSG.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
and that's what I
that's-
say, one of a few. Yeah.
it's like, oh, it's not a manual. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's
I-
still
I-
really, really good.
Yeah, I-
Well, and PDK is even better.
Yes. So it's like
You've
the
got-
only time I ever said I would not own a manual, because I've only ever owned manual cars, was when I got the S4 and the DSG, and now I don't really have a
have to
care to
poke
go
in the
back to a
AMG
manual
Getrag
unless
box
it
as
is
well.
literally just a rally the car, just beat on the car, have fun with it. But when it comes to any other usage of a car, the DSG, PDK, it's just you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. I
It
mean-
puts power down so well.
Oh yeah, I mean I've my Mark 6. It's a Autobahn edition with the leather interior and a 6-speed manual, and I love it. But what I really wanted was just kind of a very basic plaid interior DSG.
Mhm.
Because most of my driving is done on I-15 going to and from work. So
Yep.
I have no problem putting it in D, living the vast majority of my life in D.
That's the thing
Right.
too. You can even take it through the canyon and have a blast. I have
Yeah.
so much fun on my S4.
Yeah.
I throw it into because it doesn't have like an S like the GTI has. It's when it's in manual, it is 100%
It's just
S-tronic manual. You have
Yeah.
to shift or you bounce.
Mhm.
So having fun with that in the canyon, downshifting, and
Oh, yeah.
it's not the same. Trust me, I've had a manual, I had a Subaru, but it's still a blast.
I guess my thing is I've never actually found a car in my price range that I've wanted to buy that's had a good automatic transmission. Everything I've had since high school has all been a
Have you
manual.
driven a DSG car?
No, actually. And that's probably part of it. Haven't
Yeah,
driven
that's
any
a
of the-
big part of it. I mean, our buddy Christian, at the time, this was in October last year, he was super hardcore about that manual Subaru life, and then I took him for a ride in my buddy's KO4 Mark 6 GTI that had DSG on it, and that alone converted him to the church of Volkswagen and dual clutch.
Yep, same with me. Mark 7 GTI.
Yeah,
When I test drove it, I compared a 2015 WRX to a 2015 Mark 7 or 2015, 2016. When did Mark 7s come out?
2015.
Yeah, so I compared the two. I fell in love, and I almost bought the Volkswagen just because of the DSG.
Yeah.
That big of a difference.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one of these days when I can actually afford a nice Mercedes with the 7-speed MCT speed shift, that'll be nice.
You could afford a GTI right now.
you really are a
Yeah,
Mercedes.
but
No, very, very, very different.
very different from what
you
I've
want.
had. Yeah, I mean, I did have the Subaru for a little bit, and that was kind of the closest thing to it,
To what?
to the Golf, the GTI.
Yeah.
Closest thing
Kind
that I've
of.
owned.
It is, yeah.
Because before that, I had the SN95 Mustang GT,
Yep.
5-speed manual.
Yep.
Then I went to the Subaru, and now I've got the Nissan.
And you're about to get an
Now I'm
E92
going-
M3.
Now I'm going to E92 M3, so kind of like bigger rear-wheel drive sports car is kind of my thing.
Yeah.
Sports Coupe.
Well, yeah. We had this conversation
I know,
the other night.
I know, yeah.
Dave is just trucking along. Now he's chasing down the train in a Coke delivery truck.
Well, I mean, I do have my priorities straight.
Yes, you do.
And we're not talking about the beverage either.
Nope.
Ah.
Nope. Anyway, yeah, so those are our opinions on this whole manual DSG whatever thing. And I think they were all pretty well thought out. They weren't any sort of craziness. You know, not a whole lot of hot takes, but I mean, if you really want one.
If you want one, just hit me up at Gavin's Port Brain on Twitter.
I mean, if you want one, I'll give you one right now. You'll never be able to do as fast a lap in a manual car as you will with a DSG equipped
Ever.
car.
That's very true.
So, yeah. So, complain all you want about the 911 getting a PDK and PDK only.
I was going to say, I think the only thing you can do quicker in a manual versus any DSG or PDK is blow your clutch out.
Yeah. You can fuck
You
your
can do burnouts a lot easier in manuals.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can
Well,
do
unless you got launch control.
That's true.
Can you hold a burnout with launch control?
Yeah, because you can get it in launch control to where you're holding RPMs, let off the brake, and then hurry and reapply.
Yeah.
Once it engages, it engages. And you just
Well,
hold
and you get the guys. You get the guys even with.
You
like
could totally
the,
do like donuts and burnouts and shit in like M cars, like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
even an SMG car. I mean, it's not hard to
And
do.
what I
I've
said
seen
was
it.
it's easier
Yeah.
in a manual.
Well, I mean, doing a burnout's not hard. per
I'd say
se.
it's different. The application is different. I mean, you have to physically move a pedal and then stab the brakes. Whereas if you hold the brake and the gas and then blip off the brake and back on it, let the transmission engage, and then it's just like you dumped a clutch. I mean, think of it. When are you actually having to need to dip into a clutch? I mean, I would even wager to say, and I actually want to try this since Asian Mike and I are looking at trying to find a missile E60 535i, like what he's got with the ZF 6-speed auto.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I want to compete in an entire drift series, an entire season of drifting in an automatic transmission car to show people that
That'd be
it
cool.
can be done.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Totally
I
can
mean,
be done.
you also were. I mean, if anyone's going to do it, it is you.
Yeah.
Seeing as you're the one that somehow got that E39 528 sideways.
Yeah, I still don't know how I did it.
Yeah.
Nobody else
I
could
mean,
seem
none
to
of the
drive it,
instructors
so.
knew how you did it either.
So,
Oh, well.
Scandinavian flag.
but really, I mean, you got to think about it though. When it comes down to it, what are you using the clutch for besides disconnect on shifts and takeoff? And both of those things, DCT can do better.
Right.
I mean, okay, I could see if somebody wants to pop the clutch, for clutch kicking or whatnot, just
Yeah.
go hoon around, right? At that point, I'm sure somebody can figure out something in a code to put a button on the steering wheel, just label it the clutch
Sure.
kick button,
Yeah.
or
It's
even on the console right next to the shifter. Just
It's ones and
give me
zeros.
a CK button right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, it's at
Something.
that point, it's just
If you really
release
want to.
engage.
Yeah.
Which I know that would probably void a drivetrain warranty, but I would
but
still
whatever.
I would gladly press that button a couple
Yeah.
times, just to see how it worked.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, you got to think. There's almost no practical application for it anymore, aside from nostalgia.
Yes.
I kind of feel the same way, and this is a very unpopular opinion, but I kind of feel the same way about Dodge going to the little shifter dial
Yeah.
on their trucks.
Mhm.
Think about when column shifters came out versus console shifters and the applications that both have seen. Now, anymore, you're not getting column shifters. Everything's got a console shifter. And if you need that floor space in between the two front seats,
It's more practical to have it up here.
it's a dial. I mean, you got to think all the controls otherwise are on the steering wheel now. The Dodges with the little rotary dial for Prindle, as I call it.
Yeah, Prindle.
They have a gear up, gear down button on the steering wheel.
Oh, cool.
So, I mean, you can throw it in sport mode, manual mode, whatever. Everything's done from the steering wheel at this point.
I mean, as long as you don't try to blindly change your stereo volume.
Well, and still,
you know.
even
But
then,
there's a lockout for that, though.
it's designed to where over a certain amount of speed or in certain situations, it doesn't actuate. Because at that point, there is absolutely nothing physical connecting to the transmission.
And transmissions have been like that. Like a lot of column shifters I know have been like that for years.
Well, right, they're just Just a switch. They're just
Mythbusters did a
switches.
thing a long time ago where like they tried to see the fastest way to stop a car if it's putting it in reverse while it's moving, putting it in park while it's moving, and like they just didn't do anything.
Right, exactly. And that's because idiots drive cars.
Yes.
You got to
Yes.
think, we are the minority being enthusiasts.
Yeah.
You've got to think, there are people that get their fingers cut off in blenders on a daily basis. We can't think of a single way in our lives that could accidentally happen, right?
Yeah.
You'd have to severely derp in order to get your fingers caught in a blender.
On a monumental level.
Oh, on an absolutely monumental level. Absolutely.
But how am I going to
And,
blend
and
up that whole banana?
Zach is giving me a dirty look right now, and he's showing me fingers that are slightly shorter than the others. I'm going to ask you
Hey,
that
Dave.
off air.
Hey, Dave.
But, I mean, you got to think,
Between the
like, the majority, what it comes down to is cars have to be dumbed down for the general dumb public.
Yes.
And as a
That's why
result,
speed limits
they're,
are also
they're becoming
65
numb
miles an
to
hour.
enthusiasts because they're catering to the greater public.
Yes.
Yes.
We are not car buyers that companies are aiming cars for.
Nope.
Unless, we have the budget for Porsches and...
Demons and
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, we are.
In which case, then yes, we are the people they're marketing to, but we don't have that kind of money.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
we're the type of person, we're just the type of person with the appropriate income. But still,
Yes.
that's just, I mean, we're not the people that they're catering to. So you have to put these safeguards in place. You have to put these safety mechanisms in place. That's why cars have 39 airbags. I know that was a stretch still, but 10 plus. The average vehicle now has 10 airbags in every corner. And it's, it's safety, it's ease, it's comfort. That's what it's all going for. Cars are a necessity in today's world, and as a result, they get these extra safety bits shoved in them. Then we get the performance stuff on the side. But that's the beauty of modern technology, too, is now we don't need to press a clutch pedal. On one hand, yes, I agree. For the nostalgia of driving and the experience of it, drink.
I think I'm out of beer, actually.
Yeah, I think we're all empty. Anywho, for the nostalgia of it, for the original, the throwback, the actual engagement of driving, I could see you wanting to press a clutch pedal. That's how cars were in the beginning of time.
Well, and
the
that's
beginning
exactly
of cars.
kind of the deciding factor for me recently. I went and test drove 335xi versus a BMW M3. And I know we touched on how efficient and quick the DCTs are and everything like that.
Right.
But driving the automatic versus the manual, I just felt so much more enjoyment coming out of the M car with the 6-speed manual versus the automatic.
And
Even though
that's
it's going
fair.
to be my daily driver.
That's fair. That's entirely fair, because at that point it ends up becoming personal preference.
Exactly.
But you got to think, when automatics came out, there were people 50, 60 years ago that were saying, "Oh, this is the death of the manual," and cars
And
still
they were
to this
terrible
day.
back then too.
Oh yeah, it was torque input, crushing disappointment, heat generation, minuscule torque output. That's the flow chart of an
Yeah,
automatic.
that's what my car is.
That's what my car was. I got rid of that.
Yeah, I know.
Anywho, but yeah, I mean, everybody freaked out then. I mean, yeah, you're probably never going to get rid of it, because we're never going to get rid of the internal combustion engine. You're going to see a grand reduction in it, though.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was the LA Times or somebody said it's, going to reduce, it's reducing down to 0, but it's the manual take rate, but it's never going to hit 0.
Right, because people like us still
Yeah.
exist.
Like, it's going to get very close to it, but
Yeah, you'll
Yeah.
probably find some really awkward cars optioned with a third pedal.
yes.
But it's there if you want it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think it's necessary to have a good time in a car.
It's not.
Anymore. I don't
really
think it is
isn't.
anymore.
No.
We all have our preferences. The aftermarket, obviously, they'll be pumping out gearboxes that you row yourself for the next few decades. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Auto racing on grassroots levels, again, same deal.
Yep.
Even some professional series, I believe, still are using sequential boxes with actual clutches or dog boxes and stuff like that. So you're never going to entirely get away from it.
I'm curious to see what you would think if you drove an ND Miata with an auto.
I would like to give it a try. Actually, I would like to drive an auto and a 6-speed car to see what the differences are.
I know for a fact on the BRZ that it's a second slower to 60 on the auto than it is on the manual. It's a full second.
Yeah, that sounds about right. we're working with a very finite amount of horsepower too.
Sure.
In a car that's slow out of the box, that's designed to be fun to drive, not fast to drive.
Well, I remember driving a boosted car. It was around like 350 wheel. This BRZ that was at Lexus of Linden.
Okay.
Just on some off chance, and a buddy of mine who works there let me get some seat time in it.
Gotcha.
And that was an auto car. And I remember being really disappointed with the auto.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. I know a lot of currently offered sporty automatics leave a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
But the technology we have now is painting it in a better light.
Well, and the general consensus is usually that the automatics are just faster, regardless.
Well, they are.
There's no possible way that a human can shift as fast
As far
most
as
of the
gear
automatics
changes,
are.
sure, yeah. We could, that can be argued to the death. I mean, and again, that all ends up as personal bias, personal preference.
Well, and then now you've got gearboxes with 10 different ratios in them.
Right, and that is down to economy. The more ratios you have, I mean, it's a CVT but stronger because you have 10 dedicated ratios instead of an infinite number and stuff that slips. So I don't know. They'll get better. They'll stay fun. Honestly, I really don't think anymore that you need a clutch pedal to kick. It'd be nice to row your own gears for nostalgia, but I think for modern cars, if you're trying to get a third pedal in something that will make you coffee and drive in the lane for you and stop for you, give you traction control, stability control, roll your windows up and down for you, all of this.
I'm really
nap
looking
and wake
forward
up
to
in
the
LA.
day when I can just get in my car, read the newspaper on my way to work, or read the news or watch TV or whatever, and not have to drive.
Oh, so wait
daily commuting.
5 years and buy a Tesla.
Basically, I'm really looking forward to that.
I'd be interested to see it.
To not even have to engage with the wheel or pedals or
and
anything.
that honestly scares me.
Yeah,
because then that's taking driving
but when
from an
they are
engaging
getting good
thing.
enough to that point, though.
What? The technology's there.
Not this current crop of
No.
self-driving cars, but
No.
give it 10 years with the technological advancements.
Well, I mean, even speaking to the capabilities we have now, my dad, he's got a client that he's working with right now that has one of the autopilot Teslas.
Sure.
And he's going off and on about this thing to my dad about how he's sitting there writing emails while he's riding in the car, just on his way to work, and he doesn't have to pay too much attention to the road. So, I mean, it's the capabilities there right now.
Right. At that point, you're just you are your own Uber driver.
I want to take a nap on my way to work or from work. That's how I want. That's how good I want that technology to get.
Ride the bus, Gavin.
Sit next to the guy who's trying to exercise his own demons violently.
Yes.
I ain't no pleb.
Ha. Okay, well then hop on Uber Shuttle
Yes.
or Lyft Shuttle.
Lyft Shuttle.
That's what it
Is that
was.
what that
Yeah.
is?
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Yeah.
That was a dandy.
That was
Yes.
delightful. All right.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm off my soapbox.
Yes.
I still love manual transmissions. I think just about everything I own is a manual. I think save for 1, 2. I'll count the Volvo since I haven't completely swapped it yet. So 3. I own 3 vehicles that are automatics
Out of your
of
14.
my 15.
15. Sorry, I can't keep count.
Yeah, yeah, and both vehicles that I have that are currently registered and insured are 5 speeds. So
All right.
so there's that. There's that.
Okay.
I'm not being that guy that says the slush box is superior. No. I'm just saying it's not going to kill your experience.
Okay.
Drink.
And now I'm going to go back to Grand Theft Auto.
Yes.
Zach, you can have this back.
Now that we are super deep in the weeds on this, allow me to grab a machete and try to hack our way out. So, we're coming to the end of the agenda, and we've got the thing I put on there about car movies, but let's get to this listener question that Brandon Kuhn left us on the Facebook page.
What did Brandon say?
What is the quintessential America car? Disqualifying Mustangs because stereotype without backup. Our buddy Chirp votes for any Tri-5 Chevy, so that's a good one. Brandon himself was thinking either a 442 or a Roadmaster.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I like the 442.
I like the Roadmaster.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well,
Are we talking modern car?
Do we have a
any American
generation
car?
here, or is this just like a blanket?
Like, when you say America, you see Budweiser, Bald Eagles.
I think Corvette.
Yeah.
instantly.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. A Camaro or a Corvette.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking Vinny's
the heart,
ZL1.
the heartbeat of America.
Yeah.
That's been
Yeah.
that's been driven into Americans since the 50s.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, then you
So
got,
I mean, yeah, as a tangent, then yeah, the Tri-5 cars, the Nomads and the Bel Airs and that kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, that kind of would have started it. I mean, we had the Corvette as early as what is it, 53?
53.
so.
53 was the first year. So
Yes,
yeah,
you
I would say Corvette.
What about the F-150?
Yeah,
The
that's another-
F-150
yeah.
has really been the truck that has moved America.
Yes.
It's literally been around since, like, what, 1910?
Yeah, like the
Or
F-Series
some
Fords have been
ridiculous-
around since,
That's what I think.
I actually, I
Either
think
some-
it was the 30s was when they came
The
around.
F-150 proper came in like the 70s.
Like, that's what I picture.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
an
they had like
F-150
the
or an
F chassis trucks.
Right,
and
they had the
yeah.
F-100s in the 50s and stuff.
yeah. Like, I mean, we've been...
But see, that's not what I think of, though.
That's what I think of.
Is it?
I think
Okay.
of, like, a retardedly lifted F-150 with
Yeah.
no mud flaps.
Oh, see, when I think of like,
Or maybe mud flaps. It's like that, give or take, depending
Yeah.
on how it's...
It's the mud flap with the chrome naked chick on it.
or how about a white,
about Yosemite
a white
Sam?
Bronco
Yeah.
with a shell
See, I was going to say Bronco, but Bronco hasn't
driving
been around that
50
long.
miles an hour down the
compared to an
405?
Yeah, that's a dated reference that a lot of people aren't going to get, Gavin. Thank you for that.
As the topic as
Well, I mean, Gavin is a dated reference at this point in time.
Zing.
I'm going to ignore that.
Yeah.
Where's my drink? Is this my drink?
Yes.
You know, I love you, Gavin. Don't worry about it.
You have nice hair.
Drink drink those feelings, Gavin.
There's one thing I'm good at.
Yeah, for me, it's, I mean, it was just whatever you could, like, get your, it's not necessarily, it's nothing new. It's just whatever you could get your hands on and then go and drive across this country, which is one of the things that all you have to be is 16 and be competent enough to get a piece of plastic that says, I can operate a motor vehicle, and then you can go anywhere the hell you want.
So I know they said Mustang excluded, but just to say it,
Yeah.
went to Woost recently, the European car show down in Las Vegas.
Yep.
And as cruising on the strip, we went cruising every single day, every night, and everything.
Yeah.
The typical rental car that we saw, because you said just get into a car
V6
Yeah.
Mustang.
and just drive.
Oh, yeah.
Convertible V6
Yeah.
Mustang.
Oh yeah, even when I went out to Hawaii, that's all they ever rented
The
out.
rental
that's,
fleet.
that's the joke that
Hundreds
you,
of them.
Christian, and I had when we drove to L.A.
Yeah, we did. That's right.
So I feel like that answers that question. They
Yeah.
get up and go, just jump into a America car.
Yeah.
Is like a convertible V6.
Well, and,
Totally.
and if you
Yeah.
think about like American quote unquote performance cars, the one that I see on the road the most is going to be the V6 Mustang.
Yeah.
I mean, you see SN95 Mustangs all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Just
yeah.
Yeah, they're almost 20 years old now. So
yes, they are. So, yeah. So you have some very good answers and then a very non-committal answer from me. So there you go, folks. This is what you tune in for. That and some hot coverage of Grand Theft Auto 5, apparently. So,
Sticking around.
yep, just screwing around. Anyway, so the last thing I have on the agenda is I listen to Midweek Motorsport from Radio Le Mans. It's what gets me through the second half of my week at work. Yeah, I have a day job, and I sit in a windowless office, and, yeah,
That's
it's not
rough.
It's not fun. It's really not fun. But, yeah, that's what I do. Oh, that dude is shooting at you. Good job, Dave.
Welcome to America.
Outside, it's
yeah,
America.
he road raged at the wrong motherfucker.
When keeping it real goes wrong. Anyway, what they've been doing is they've been talking to some of the people who have made The Man in Le Mans, which is a movie about Steve McQueen making his movie Le Mans, which is as a movie, it is terrible. As an exercise in car pornography, it is amazing because it is legitimately Porsche 917s and, period correct Ferraris going around Sarth at speed with a hacked up GT40 festooned with cameras chasing them down.
See, all that just makes me really moist.
Yes. So they've been talking to the people who made the film. They are all English, which is delightful. And this kind of got me thinking, what are some of our favorite car movies? What don't we like so much, but we'll watch if it just pops on TNT or whatever, just, as we're doing laundry in the background. what do we think are crimes against car culture? And then what are required viewing? Like, if you say you are a car person, you enjoy cars, like, yeah, you have to watch this.
I mean, I know one big one that always comes up that, hey, you need to watch this is Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh, yeah. That's...
Yeah, there's a lot of cringy moments in Gone.
There are.
Though.
Well, I mean, showing up in a completely
I
hacked
have-
up Mustang GT500.
I've never seen it. I've seen
Really?
probably every single car movie besides Gone in 60 Seconds.
Well, now we have to specify too. Are we talking the original Gone in 60 Seconds, or are we talking about the reboot with Nicolas
The
Cage?
Nick Cage one. I
Okay,
think everyone's
because I
seen that
really
one.
enjoy that movie. I've always enjoyed that movie. That's one of my top 5 car movies.
All right.
Yeah.
I am a Nicolas Cage fan too, so that doesn't really help. But essential viewing, honestly, this day and age, Fast and Furious, the original Fast and Furious, the 2001 Fast and Furious.
Please don't say the new one.
No, actually, I think the war crimes against automotive movies, whatever that category was,
Yeah.
was anything after Tokyo Drift.
I'd say that.
Because it turned into action movies,
Yeah.
less about like racing and shit
And
like
car
that.
culture.
So
Action movies with a couple cool cars in the background.
yeah, exactly. So
And
there's
tanks.
that.
Yeah.
There was pretty much anything with Steve McQueen is required viewing. I feel
Bullet.
Bullet. Yeah.
Le Mans.
exactly.
Well,
I think
So, well, I'm not going to say Le Mans is required viewing because that is very... I mean, it's a great thing to see those cars at speed, but it's over 2 hours long.
I mean,
It's-
just as a spectacle. You don't have to watch the whole thing.
Oh, no, like in bits and pieces, But, I mean, if you sat down and you're like, no, I'm going to be that guy who sits down and watches the whole thing.
Good luck.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Good luck to you, buddy.
I mean...
Well, you said made by a bunch of British people, stereotypical dry British entertainment.
Oh,
Right,
no.
right,
This
right.
was tried to be made by an American at the peak of his powers, but he just kept getting into fights with the studio. Like, the dialogue is terrible because there was no real script to speak of when they were filming. So,
okay. I'll go ahead and mend my required viewing and say Climb Dance.
Yes.
That's...
The
Is
rally
that
the
really
rally
a
movie.
though, or
I would say short film.
Short
it's
film.
a short film?
Hey,
I'll go with short film.
It
do
qual-
either of you know what Climb Dance is?
I
It's
think
not
that needs
seen
to be
it.
looked up.
okay.
Yeah.
It's one of the most glorious bits from the 70s that's on YouTube you'll ever see. It's a Peugeot.
It's from the 80s.
Is it from the 80s?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's from the 80s.
208 GTI?
It's like a specified it's them going up Pikes Peak before it was all paved,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
and
Right.
they were like doing GoPro type mounts before GoPros were a thing, and helicopter shots. It's just so glorious. That is a must watch, and that for me it's that and Rendezvous,
Yes.
which
That was glorious.
Rendezvous is like they faked it.
Yeah, we talked about it on the podcast before we moved to the basement.
Yeah,
So
we were
it's
still
been-
upstairs.
Yeah, so it's been a while, but yeah, we talked about that and how ridiculous it was. And some of the conspiracy theories about, no, it really was this. No, it was this
So no,
professional
they actually
driver.
put the camera car on like a old like Mercedes
Yeah.
diesel.
Yeah,
And just have that Ferrari soundtrack and sped it up.
yeah.
So, question:
Yeah?
Who
Yes.
has seen Need for Speed, the
Yes.
new one, and
Yes.
what's your opinion on it? Because I've heard mix. On
I
it.
liked it as just as a spectacle. I liked it. It was weird seeing Aaron Paul, like
Jesse.
yeah, not being
Where's
Jesse.
my money, bitch?
This is my own domicile, bitch.
See, I actually I'm not a giant Mustang guy,
I'm not either.
but I do like the GT 350. Right, that's their. What was it,
they have the
350?
500 in there. They
Or
don't
was
have
it-
a
okay.
350 in there.
Yeah,
So-
it was still the previous generation, not the new S550.
Okay, so
Correct.
that one is a cool one, and the way that they made that movie, like around that, I enjoyed it. Like
And
how-
also seeing the supercars flying through the air and like
Yeah.
crashing or whatever, like that's as much as I love supercars, like that was really cool to see.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I watched that movie and I immediately am taken back to Need for Speed Most Wanted, which is kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
what got me into cars in the first
Yeah.
place.
now the game or the
That-
Oh,
actual movie?
the PlayStation game.
Okay.
that
Need
that
for-
would explain
original
a lot of
Most
things about you,
Wanted.
actually.
See, mine was like Need for Speed Underground 2.
Why do you say that?
And
game?
Underground. But
Because you do
Underground 2 was
racy
like my
ass
go-to.
mods to your
Oh, yeah.
cars.
And Midnight Club.
Not
Dub
all the
Effects,
time.
and-
Oh, yeah.
Just your Z.
This is way
Still a ricer inside. Yes. Don't worry, I
My
won't
little
touch the
Ricer
BMW.
days came out in Midnight Club Dub Effects.
Oh,
Anybody remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Midnight Club Dub Edition 3
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
remix.
It's all about Underground and Underground 2.
Underground 2
Underground
was
2 was my
fantastic.
These fucking
Oh,
Riders
yeah.
on the Storm featuring Ludacris. that was my jam in middle school.
Yeah. Oh, that was ridiculous. Oh,
Through the windshield.
That's rough.
that's some distance.
Gets up. No problem. Let me just pull my Uzi out of my pocket.
We're good.
But since we're talking about Fast and the Furious, I actually really enjoyed the last one.
Yeah.
The Fate of the Furious. I loved that movie.
Really?
I was either laughing, crying, or very much enjoying
Do you
myself
think
because
it
of the
was
action.
part of the cast and the crew, or the crew kind of selling out and making films
No.
after Paul Walker?
See, I look at it because, okay, so I've been in media a lot in my life, so I understand
Sure.
where they're coming from with
Yeah.
trying to keep that series going.
Yeah.
And yes, Fast and the Furious, the original, obviously that's all about racing culture.
Yeah.
Too Fast, Too Furious, it was all about racing culture. Like, it was just them racing all the time.
Yeah.
And that's when they kind of started taking the dive into
When they started trying to do
more
a heist
drama.
movie, yeah.
Yeah, but if you actually ever watched the documentary on the creation of the original Fast and the Furious,
Yeah.
it wasn't ever supposed to be a real, race car scene. It was going to be a dramatic, scene, but then the race culture took over with it, and that's why they focused on that so much. And it was absolutely amazing, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, and it kicked off the career of that.
So you
But
think
there's only
maybe
so
because
much.
it's been so long since 2 and 3 have come out, then they can kind of just like move on without Paul?
I think a little bit of that, yeah, but I think the biggest part about it is how quickly has car cultured since 2001?
Yeah.
How much has it grown since then? Not much. Like the change of the scene, like 2001 was completely
It's grown
different.
here in Utah in particular, I think.
I think it's went up and it's went back down.
Yeah, like
I think
we
a few years back it was awesome. It was a lot more mature,
Yeah.
and I feel like it's taken a dive. Personally, that's me personally.
yeah.
A very severe dive. But when you look at 2001, that was like vinyls and neon.
It was
lights
craziness. It's a lot of stuff that you see people trying to like bring back.
and- yes,
And
and they
it's-
get the hate for it.
Yeah, and it's like you get hate for it unless you're some dude in like a clapped out Cressida. Then it's like you get all the scene points.
Yep.
It's like
So-
trying to bring back 80s fashion trends.
Yes.
That's been more successful though.
True.
Yes.
That's been far more successful.
I've
And 80s music for sure.
I've been guilty of that.
Don't you hate on my
So-
tough skins, boy?
But to get back to the movie, it's like how much car
Bell-bottom
culture
pants.
can you do for a series? Like look at Hollywood. It's owned by Hollywood.
Yeah.
How much car culture in a series of TV movies can you really do?
Yeah,
Eventually, they had to go into the
they had to go into
drama.
they had to go into something that had a much wider appeal.
yes
And
and possibly more substance.
Well,
Yes.
and then you look at
action and drama.
I mean, kind of to touch on the general dumb public, like Dave mentioned earlier. You look at the latest Fast and Furious; it is the #1 grossing movie in the world.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's
7 was the first one to hit $1 billion.
I mean,
First of that franchise.
Mhm.
yeah. So it is just. For the listener at home, Dave just died, reappeared at a hospital, and then just sucker punched some poor lady out on the street.
Two
Make
of them
that
now.
number 2. Oh, that's
It's
There we
just-
go. Attaboy.
But see how I look at it as well, since we're on just
yeah.
that topic of original Fast and the Furious being cars, and then new Fast and Furious being about family and drama and whatever. I
Yeah.
look at it the same way. I think that's why it touches me so much. The newer Fast and the Fast and the Furious, is because people look at it as like, oh, it's supposed to be about car scenes and car culture and whatever. But what is car culture? Why are we all sitting here right now?
Yeah.
It brings people together. This
Yeah.
is more than family. Yeah, we're talking about cars, and yeah, our cars are parked outside, and it probably looks like a little car meet.
Yeah.
But still, it brings everybody together.
Yeah, and cue what made Dad cry a few episodes back.
Oh my God, yeah.
The
Yes.
fact that it was about the human element and that it brings people together. We can't forget that. We absolutely cannot forget that.
And that's why,
Yeah.
in my opinion, I absolutely love the new Fast and the Furious movies, is because it is still cars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's like very much top end, crazy, ridiculous cars. It's
Yeah,
not
it's-
car scene,
Yeah.
but it brought that whole family together. It tied in, Brian's life,
Yeah.
Paul's life, in the car world. It brought Paul's world and Vin's or Toretto's life together, and it created a family because of cars. And that's kind of how I look at my real life too. It's like all my friends currently was because of cars.
Yeah.
So, for me personally, I think the new franchise is absolutely. I shouldn't say new franchise,
But
that series,
the new direction. Yeah.
yes, is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely it was if they were just going to do these large budget kind of racing car things, it was not going to make it to 8 films.
Yeah, that's
It
like
would have
Need
been
for
3
Speed.
tops.
Yeah.
Need for Speed. It's like boom, here's what
here
are
it
those
is.
called? Conesegs, and
Yeah.
boom, they go flying through the air and explode.
Yeah, it's like here
One
it is.
movie, one hit wonder.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, they kind of need to expand it to something, and I kind of liked it when that kind of turned into these crazy heist movies. And oh, by the way, here's some batshit crazy cars too.
Yes.
That was
I mean, if you want to talk about one of the best heist movies of all time, Italian Job.
oh yes.
I've never seen that either.
The modified minis.
You got to watch the original with Michael Caine in it.
Yeah.
I will. I see. That's the thing is, I love watching older movies that
Yeah.
I haven't seen that are awesome. Because, like I said, I never watch TV. I'm never home. I'm always doing stuff.
The remake with Marky Mark though does have a special place in my heart though. Seeing as it was around that time when I really started to get into cars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
and also Charlize Theron is hot as fuck in that movie.
Yeah, she is.
So
So
I very much need to see this movie now.
yeah,
I just
mean,
thought it was fantastic that they drove a bunch of minis in the middle of a house.
yes.
I mean,
That's
that
the
was-
thing.
Oh,
Oh,
in
okay.
that
I've seen that
warehouse?
scene, but I haven't seen
Yeah,
the movie.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a pretty popular scene.
Cool.
So
All right.
well, and also them doing those going through the tunnel or that pipe at the L.A. River.
Yeah, or whatever.
Just-
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
maybe I have seen this movie. It sounds familiar now.
Marky Mark, Edward Norton. There's this
No, I
awesome
would've remembered
chasing
that. I
in
love
Venice
Edward
at the
Norton.
beginning.
Yeah.
You should watch it. It's good.
Yeah.
I know the
mean,
scenes probably just because I've seen the scenes before,
Yeah,
gifs or
like on
memes
YouTube or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But I'll watch
Yeah.
it. I'm down.
Yeah, definitely watch that. Also watch the original, and also watch the original, knowing that Michael Caine once pulled over on the side of a freeway in Britain just to fight a man.
I can see it.
Yes. So, yeah, there you go. You've learned something today,
Yeah.
people. It might not be that great, but you know what? You got something to drop a pub trivia. So,
So,
I-
quick
I feel
GTA
like
update.
yes.
There are cops driving food trucks.
Oh, wow. They
apparently.
commandeered some vehicles, and
Yeah.
they're all going after Dave.
They're
Driving
coming
food
after me like
trucks.
an
It looks
R8
like
and a taco truck. All kinds of shit right
And,
now.
That R8 is beautiful, though.
and Dave is
Well,
trying to get out
It's like
of
an
No, that's
R8
just
with
a pissed off chick in
Koenigsegg,
that R8. Do you
old
see
CCX
No, that's
taillights.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it is a cop. Never mind.
yeah,
That's funny.
it was like
Reboot.
damn.
Wasted.
Anyway,
I feel like we narrowed down the whole good movies and bad movies.
you also need to watch Smokey and the Bandit because of reasons.
Because
Pretty
yes.
sure.
Reasons.
Mustache!
Well, I
See
mean,
that
if you want to
Alex
say,
Jones video about mustaches. Oh, I gotta share this.
if you
want to
say mustache, Super Troopers.
Yeah, that was
Who's ready for a mustache ride?
I do.
Yeah, but no, Smokey and the Bandit. I mean, that was it.
I can't
Only
get another ticket in my Porsche.
it only opened in the South, and then by the end of 1977, it was the second biggest film released that year, second to only the original Star Wars. So it just kind of, that the big 18-wheeler with the Bandit painted on the side, the 455 Trans Am.
Yes.
Has
Yeah.
anybody seen the newer Hitman movie? Not the one with I'm getting somewhere with this, but it's the newer Hitman movie.
No,
It's kind of the really awkward Hitman movie, not with that one actor.
not
that's
with
like,
Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah,
but,
not with him.
yeah, but with just some dudes.
It was some
Is it
random
called
reboot.
Hitman?
Yeah, it's called
Yeah.
Hitman. Just Hitman or
Don't know it.
Agent. the
Agent 47 or something.
Yeah.
It's
Anyways, his getaway car in like the majority of the movie is a Audi RS7. And it's like the
Ooh.
first time that I've ever seen an RS7 be used as like a getaway. Because,
Yeah.
like let's get into the transporter movies.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
always
those are
been an
S6s
Audi.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Well-
it's RS6s.
well,
so
in
it
the
was
first-
BMW.
Yeah, and the first one, it was the
335?
I thought it was a 5 Series.
Was it a 5 Series?
was a 5
It's
or a
been
7,
a minute
yeah.
since I've seen that.
It was a 5 or a 7. It was one of the bigger ones.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Oh, yeah, because he has the back seat.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Also, you guys have seen the B&W films from like the early 2000s
Yes.
with Clive Owen, like that shit.
Yeah. Ooh, also
Yeah.
Ronin. That it's not really a car film per se. It's a heist film, but it has some great chase scenes in there.
That's in my queue. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, it's good. It's good stuff.
But yeah, I just thought that was interesting because an R7 isn't really your ideal
No.
sports car to get away, and
No,
he
like-
just
No, but they're
throws
still
some,
fast as fuck.
Yes, yeah, twin turbo V8. And
Oh, yeah.
it's just absolutely
200 mile an hour, 0 to 60 in the mid-low threes.
Mm-hmm.
DSG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how.
Yes. But yeah,
I'm always going to
transporter
be
movies.
partial to my E63, though. Always going to be partial.
But yeah, transporter movies. It was a
Not
BMW.
the doggo.
Not the puppy.
Yeah, did
Not
you
the
kill
little
the dog?
pupperino.
Dave, how
Is that
could
what
you?
Dave.
You sick fuck.
Get
Run
away
past
from
the
dog. That's a fat cat, I think.
There we go.
That's even worse.
The dog took a couple hits though.
That's a tough.
Still running,
Are
too.
you talking about the lady or the
No.
dog?
Oh. Anyway. Pug.
No!
Oh!
Oh, no!
Dave, you unrepentant monster.
Oh no, not the puggo.
Oh, no.
the puggo.
Oh, God.
This is horrendous.
I'm telling Christian you did that.
What
I
happened?
want them-
I mean, you should just be arrested for hitting that dog. I mean, never mind the 23 people that you've killed previously.
No, this is a 5-star offense. I want tanks rolling down the street
It really should be. I feel terrible about it.
as you're wailing on a Montero.
I bet it's more Grand Cherokee than Montero.
Who cares?
I mean, it's GTA. They kind of just fuse like 5 different cars.
Yeah, they just
together
kind of
into
make
one.
stuff happen. Oh,
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah, so we told you some car movies to watch. Don't watch the second and third Smokey and the Bandit movies.
Just watch the first one.
Yeah, just watch the first one.
Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen Crank? Since we're on that topic
Oh,
still.
God, no. I've seen parts of it.
It's
Okay.
been a long
And then
time since I've
it-
seen
I think
that
it's
film.
Crank 2 or Crank the second Crank.
I've only seen the first one.
He's got a badass. It's like a Chevy Chevelle SS.
Nice.
Yeah, it's where he has like the electronic heart. He's not dying on adrenaline or whatever.
Oh, cool.
Anyways, yeah, it's a good movie.
All
Watch
right.
it.
Yeah.
The second one's badass.
Yeah.
Chevy Chevelle SS. It's
Cool.
beautiful.
Nice. Yeah, man. So, yeah, we haven't really touched on anything that we, tell you not to watch. Avoid like the plague. But I mean, it's kind of one of those like use your best discretion. You'll kind of you'll know a pile of crap when you see it before you even hit play on Netflix.
You'd be like, "Oh, this is just going to be awful."
Yeah, like you'll figure it out.
Isn't there a bad movie
It'll
called
be very
Driver? I feel like there's just a movie called Driver, and it's really bad.
There's a new one called Baby Driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one
That's
I'm thinking
gotten
of
good
is
reviews.
Driver. Yeah, every single person I've seen, or every single person I've talked to that I've seen it, loves
Don't hit
it.
the
And
Cadillac.
I still just don't feel the motivation to see it.
I mean, it's been marketed as like it's supposed to be some crazy, heist film full of cars and everything.
Yeah.
But from all the reviews I've read, they say you need to throw that out the window. It's a heist film, and there are car chases in there because that's what happens in heist films. But it's not all about some dude buzzing around in a Hawkeye WRX. So
See, that's kind of the impression that I get.
yeah, well, that's because directors don't get to cut their trailers. It's
Nope.
some dude in marketing who gets a bunch of dailies and then just cuts everything together because hey, this is what's going to
That's
sell
why I
the
can't
movie.
stand marketing people.
Yes.
Hey,
Hey, my mom's one.
I did marketing for 3 years.
My mom does marketing for a boot company.
But yeah, I've heard really good things, but I've seen bad things. Like I just feel like it's, I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know if it's because I'm not as big of a fan in the Subaru scene. It's like the Subaru scene has somewhat the
It's
actual.
weird. Why
car
is he driving
scene.
a Hawkeye?
Yes, I mean
yeah.
out of everything,
It's
I-
rear wheel
he's gonna
drive
overheat.
too, which is a weird thing.
Well, yeah.
I think it's just. I mean,
You don't know that in the film, though, do you?
I think.
I mean, if you're like us and you got an eye for it, you'd be able to see. I mean, any standard person's not going to notice.
Right. But unless you're seeing this Subaru pull off these massive drifts.
yeah, I think it's
whatever.
just like that. Like
They
it's
they just had that because they
it's
wanted the car to
just-
do those things.
Well, it's just like it's what he has. Like it's not going to be something like the Transporter or anything where it's oh yeah, this is a well-connected dude. He's obviously going to have like
James
an RS7
Bond, where he's
or
got
whatever.
an Aston Martin
Well, you
around
gotta
the
think
corner.
it's a heist movie. Just based off the trailer, it seems like they've been doing it a bunch, and like
Yeah.
he's trying to get out of it.
Yeah.
So you'd think he'd upgrade to like.
Well, I mean, they do show
something.
a
Something else.
Charger in
Yeah.
the end, but also like
not a $14,000 WRX.
Yeah.
But it's also like, I mean, yeah, you're gonna definitely notice just some, like you're gonna notice like an E63 AMG hauling ass away from something, but like kid in a WRX, that's like I can kind of see where they where Edgar Wright was like, no, it's got to be something
Believable.
sporty, but also kind of mundane at the same time.
What would be your choosing of a getaway car? If you're doing heists, what would you choose?
Audi RS7.
You got a 4-man crew, 4 plus, let's say, a bag, just because money.
Because you got to put the money somewhere.
Exactly. So 4 plus 1. What is your go-to getaway car? I'd say
RS7.
RS7. Yeah, RS7.
RS7 Panamera Turbo S, or, and I know what
Panamera.
Jordan's going to say, E63 AMG S wagon with 4MATIC. And that actually,
E63S
that in a
4MATIC
wagon
Plus.
would be fucking badass.
He's just got to throw the plus in there.
Well, I mean, that's the new one.
Yeah.
The 4MATIC Plus has rear-wheel drive too. I mean, obviously you're not going to use that in a heist, but
still.
it's a cool feature.
No, I would actually say something with some cargo capacity, something that's fairly durable, and preferably 4- or all-wheel drive for me.
E63 wagon.
I would actually... I would take the uncommon route, and I would say like a crew cab F-150 Raptor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
You got to
With
think
that
it's
new
got
3.5 EcoBoost.
If you
Well, it's
need
got-
to get off-road too.
it's got the power and the ability to slide around, do crazy maneuvers. You have traction available when you need it, and then you have the off-road capability.
yeah.
Here's my question, Dave. What's your next move here in this game?
Dave is currently stuck between a flatbed truck and a bunch of cop cars.
And he's
he's
got
just-
wasted.
He's got to get shot.
That's your next move.
What about that Nissan Patrol that's in Abu Dhabi? Or no,
Ooh,
Dubai.
the GTR swapped one.
like
Yeah.
1,000
No,
horsepower?
no, that's in Dubai.
Yeah, Dubai.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dubai.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember which one. But what about that guy? That's
I
a
mean,
getaway.
Down.
That's a 4+1.
I'm
Yeah.
down.
To what? 1,200 all-wheel horsepower, all-wheel
Yeah.
drive horsepower.
Yeah.
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 It was pulling away from the Chiron? No, what was
918.
918.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would do something that, you wouldn't give a second look to. So it would be like,
That's a sleeper. Other than like the 34-inch slicks.
yes.
But people see that and they're like, oh, that's just an off-road crawler.
Yeah, but I mean,
True.
kind of going along those lines, it would be something, like a supercharged Suburban or something,
Yeah, I
yeah.
was thinking Escalade.
Yeah,
Denali.
something like that, where it's like you wouldn't give it a second look, and like, oh, it's an Escalade with tinted windows.
So, but would you give a Raptor a second look if you were just a random idiot on the street and
No,
not a car guy?
Are you
just see
talking?
another
Is this a
F-150.
car that's parked or a car that's flying down the street?
Pick one.
I mean, if
A
you're
car that's flying down the street, it doesn't matter
get
what
out
it
of
is, you're going
sight,
to look
and then
at
you're
it
in a
because it's going by
crowd, like
fast.
in
Yeah.
traffic,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, a Raptor is going to garner a little bit more attention than something you see, 10, 15 of,
A day.
yeah. So
I feel like an
RB
RS7
swapped
is
Maxima.
somewhat
Yeah.
sleeper.
a lot of
Because the
Depending if you
A7,
like-
S7, RS7 all look the same, more or
Yes.
less.
exactly. All
like,
you got to do is
very subtle, like front bumper.
just pop the badges
Trims.
off, and
Yeah, the badges.
nobody's going to notice.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Just something that you can hide in plain sight in.
Not a bright red WRX.
Eh,
No.
Yeah.
Unless you're in Utah.
Yeah. Then,
Actually, then you could probably hide it pretty well here.
yeah,
That's
then you'll be fine.
Talking from experience. Mine was
Yeah.
bright red.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Our buddy Christian.
yeah. Christian, too.
Yeah.
Actually had the exact same car, essentially.
Yeah.
Now I got a bright red S4 instead. I like red.
You and your red cars.
I
man.
know.
I guess I could say me and my black cars. Most of my cars
True.
have been black.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, alrighty. I think we've covered quite the gamut there. Went off on
Alright.
some delightful tangents, got into the weeds, but got out of it.
Heck.
Indeed. So I think this is as good a place as any to end, as Dave is running around and God only knows what.
It's a station wagon. It's a front-wheel drive station wagon.
Looks like an Accord, like a 90s Accord.
Yeah. Or,
I'm just over here doing some sick e-brake skids, yo.
yes, you are. Without
Mad
a,
skids.
A well-executed handbrake turn.
the ladies are hot for Dave Raleigh.
Right through the fence.
Damn. All right.
This is a digital recreation of my senior year of high school.
Dear God.
Good work.
Well, kids,
It's,
you should follow us on our various social medias.
Yes, we're at CAMautoMag on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook.com/CAMautoMag.
Mm-hmm.
There is a Snapchat where you can send me dirty pictures or not, or whatever. I really don't care. Send me pictures of cats if you're going to send me anything. I like cats.
Cats are awesome.
Yes, they are.
We like kitties.
Yes, we do.
Dogs
Dogs are better.
Shut up.
Cats.
Yeah, cats. That's what's up. I mean, no, I literally mean send me pictures of cats. I don't want to know. Never mind. Don't send me anything. God damn it. Forget that I said we have a Snapchat. Don't send me a goddamn thing. But, yeah, and check out CAMautoMag.com. We got some fun stuff there. We have a YouTube page where you will probably see this podcast come Friday. We're trying to get these things up the day after the audio goes up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, we've got 2 episodes up there already. Our theme music is provided by local band Methuselah. So, yeah. So they were kind enough to send us music for intro purposes. So thank you, everybody in Methuselah. You all seem pretty stoked on what we're doing with it. So we're going to keep on doing it. Oh, and Dave just backed over somebody in the pallet truck.
Whoops.
Whatever.
My bad.
Anyway,
You hurt him
and
a blind spot, dude.
which is everywhere in that truck. Yeah, check out CAMautoMag.com. We've got some cool stuff up there. We're going to have more NASA coverage. You're going to see a 50,000-mile review of the GTI because it just went over 50,000 miles, and I have fixed all of the major problems with it. So,
For now.
Don't say that, Gavin. I will fight you in the street.
It is a Volkswagen.
I got $5 on Mike.
All right.
Sorry, Gavin.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I would put the odds in my favor.
I would.
Yeah. Gavin's wiry, but, I mean, I'm full of a lot of repressed rage. So,
You know, you can also email us.
yes, mailbag at CAMautoMag.com.
Yeah, we love to hear from you.
Questions.
Random questions, comments, stories. We want to hear
Concerns.
them all because we love talking about
Yeah.
stuff with you guys. We love talking, you know, what you guys are interested in.
Engaging.
Yeah.
I mean, we all kind of like the same stuff, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you know, we like to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, you know. So, and side note, if you're one of the Virgin Australia supercar drivers who just randomly likes the posts that I do on Instagram, you know, say hi. You know?
Yeah, email us.
Yeah, or just, you know, leave us a comment on Instagram. That would be nice. So, yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, anyway,
On that bombshell,
yes, it is time to end. Thank you for joining us. I have been Mike,
I've been Gavin.
I've been the professor.
and we've had 2 degenerates with us.
Hey, guys.
Hello. And goodbye.
There you go. And now we just do the slow fade out on the mixer. Just slowly go.
Existence is pain.